First tip would be to just hang out on the asset store. Honestly, you'll be surprised some of the cool things that you'll find. A lot of times, there's a lot of things on here that I don't even personally even now. I'm like, I'll just kind of browse through here, hang out, and just kind of just open random assets and just see, wow, are these some things that could help benefit you in the game? But then more importantly as well, a lot of these tips can, excuse me, a lot of these are free, as you guys can see, but they can also inspire you. You'll see a lot of cool art. You'll see a lot of cool assets and think to yourself, wow, maybe I should incorporate that into my game or maybe change the direction of my game. Second tip, while on Asset Store, beware of scripts. A lot of times, as a newbie, we definitely run towards some of the more, as you guys can see here, complete packages because obviously it's a lot easier to make a game this way. But the negatives, you're going to be very confined in what you can do. You'll be locked into pretty much whatever this developer decided for these games. And more than likely, all you can edit is the art. But then also too, when it comes to complete projects as well as a lot of the scripts, if some of these are old, the scripts aren't going to compile correctly. And then when you start to export into Xcode or wherever else you plan on bringing the game, you definitely can run into some issues there as well. So the less scripts, the better, I say. Unless, like I said, obviously you're writing the scripts because you can control what you want, but the less imported scripts, the better. Tip number three, learn, learn, learn. Um, Obviously, you can go to YouTube. YouTube is great. Obviously, you guys are on YouTube right now. So that's always a great asset. But there's a lot of times where you'll be on YouTube and you'll see maybe a part one, but not a part two, or you won't really get the full details. So I love going to places like Udemy, and also lynda.com. As you guys can see, you just type in Unity and it's a ton of courses. The best thing about it is that there's always discounts, as you guys can see, but at the same time as well, it's complete projects from start to finish, which is what you would need. You don't need to halfway through a game from YouTube, and then maybe the video you were following is taken down now, and you're a mess. Next tip: practice, practice, practice. Practice is great because just like anything in any sport, you want to make sure that you're consistently tweaking, you're consistently hanging out in the engine. Because, like I said, the more practice, the better you're going to get at anything. And so, like I said, just getting in there, getting your feet wet, playing around with things. I mean, as you guys can see the game now from my YouTube video, you know, when I first started Unity, I had so much trouble, so many issues with things, and then I just kind of hung out in the engine. I just kind of did little things that I could, and next thing now I'm very comfortable in Unity now, and that only came with practice. That only came with time. So my next tip is to accentuate the positives and hide your negatives. As developers, especially indie developers, you know, we all have strengths and weaknesses. We don't have this unlimited budget that you can just do with whatever you want, right? So there's some things that we're going to be a little bit stronger on, and there's maybe some things that we got from the asset store, maybe some things that that we learned that we're really good at, and then there's some other things that maybe not as much. For instance, maybe your voice acting in your game isn't going to be the strongest, right? So maybe in your game you want to take out those segments, or you want to shorten those segments with voice acting, or shorten those segments that's going to be a little bit more focused on graphics if that's not your strong point. If as an indie, you know your graphics aren't going to be as good. So just start to think about that. We're at a really creative point in gaming where you can create any type of game. And so just think to yourself that, everything doesn't have to be the traditional Call of Duty, the traditional Uncharted. You can make something really unique where you never even see the character's face, or you never even get close view on any of the art, or maybe, your character isn't even moving 3D because you're not comfortable in 3D. So